Let's talk about those location listings on the website. A lot of these out-of-the-box systems, they're fantastic. Systems like Sochi, Chatmeter, Momo, the list goes on. And their listings management is fantastic. The bugaboo that I run into, though, is when they try to develop listing pages and/or search pages that don't actually live on your website. Now, it may look like it does, because a lot of times what they're going to do is add a locations dot subdomain to your web address. So let's just say your Pete's Pizza. It's going to be locations.petepizza.com. And that seems like it's actually going to be a part of your brand from at least the perspective of someone who doesn't quite understand how search engines work. However, it is not part of your brand. It is a separate website altogether. And a lot of these brands, a lot of these partners try to mimic the look of your website over top of the skin that exists on that subdomain. Now, this is the easiest path forward. Of course, it's out of the box. They're going to do all the work. You're paying the price anyway, so might as well get it done. It makes a heck of a lot of sense because I realize most leaders want to stop spinning as many plates. However, this creates a problem, or at least it eliminates a really big opportunity. When you bring those listings onto your .com, no subdomain, just www. whatever your brand name is .com, you get a lot of search power out of that. It starts to localize your website. So when someone types in donuts near me, your brand is going to come up first. Now, from a listings perspective, that may happen over time. You may get a little bit of juice from a domain authority because the brand's domain is technically part of the subdomain, but subdomains are considered different websites. Additionally, when you make changes to your website, you're going to have to go to all those partners and have them make changes to their mimic of your website. So changes to the main navigation, links out, the list goes on. It creates a bigger headache. And if you think about it, listings are only one part of that suite of subdomain brands. I've seen subdomains for locations.brand.com, catering.brand.com, careers.brand.com, orders.brand.com. The list goes on, and it starts to beg the question, why aren't these systems integrated? There's so much benefit of still having those partners, but simply not using them for their locations website. Instead, bake them into your decoupled architecture website in that built versus bought hybrid that I talked about in an earlier episode. When you do a hybrid built versus bought pathway, you can use those amazing systems as the engine, but bring the content directly into your core.com, thereby uplifting the guest experience because there's little friction. Nothing looks different at all because it's all on the website. And two, search engine optimization, maximizing the amount of organic traffic your website's gonna get. It's easy for the guest, it's high upside for you, and then it still leaves the door open for innovation. So if you don't like the way something works on that location finder, you can change it. You can't do that with those out-of-the-box systems. And again, we love them. We're big fans and partners of Sochi. We love our friends at Momo's. Chatmeter seems to work fantastic. It's just what is done off of the website becomes a problem. And again, it's retraining your thinking to be less out of the box and more think of these best-in-class systems as engines for your owned box. That hybrid built versus bought experience is what it's all about. It reduces the friction and you're going to see a ton of upside. So, listings should be on your .com and not on the subdomain. Take steps to get there. You'll see the results real quick. As always, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you disagree with me? I want to hear it. Let's argue a little bit. It's a lot of fun on the internet, right? Until next time, cheers.